Hi friends, welcome back to the hillside. Today I'm gonna harvest a few peppers. I'm gonna check out the pumpkins because I think they're almost ready, and we're gonna harvest some peppermint. So let's go. What do I see here? A ripe tomato. Just one for now. Gotta come in here and water these. It is so warm today. I have lots of peppers that are ready. I'm just gonna pick off the ones that are red. So I have quite a few on here. I'm gonna pick them all off. Here's one. Yep. And they turn really, really red. This is just half ripe. Once they're fully ripe, they'll be completely red. But I pick them off now, and then I let them sit on my counter for like a day or two, and then they get really red. See this one? It's pretty red compared to the others that are kind of orange. You see that? It'll turn a nice dark red. More. And if you guys remember, these are the Caribbean sweet peppers that I planted back in the spring. My mom went to the Caribbean, visited back there, Grenada, and she brought up some seeds from a pepper that she ate, and then we grew them. She has some growing at her house as well, but mine are producing a lot. So I'm so excited to have these. They're so flavorful. They're absolutely delicious. They even smell a little different, like they have this kind of citrusy smell. And then when you cut them open and you eat them, the flavor is just to die for. It's out of this world. I promise you'll like it. I'm going to make some of these seeds available. I'll give some of them away, and then I'll also be selling some of these seeds for next year. So make sure you look out for those by the winter time. I'll have these listed on my website. Now remember when I cut off the tops of the Brussels sprouts? It's really hot in my greenhouse, so they've started to bolt, which isn't very good, but I want to just show you an update. Now if it was cooler, like if it was fall or early spring, they wouldn't bolt, but right now it is so hot. It's the middle of August. Today is extremely warm and humid, and they started to bolt, which is not great, but I still want to give you an update. So you can see how much bigger the Brussels sprouts definitely grew once I cut them off the stalks. And I took off all the leaves as well, if you can see. But because it's so hot in the greenhouse, they're bolting, and they're all opening up. So I'm going to plant a second planting of this probably today, so that we can have some Brussels sprouts growing later this fall. But we don't have very much grow time in our season here. This is a nice big bell pepper here, and this was that bell pepper tree that I had growing last year, and I brought it inside, overwintered it. There's a pepper here. I'm just gonna pick it. It's kind of funky shaped, but it's a nice pepper. This one's still growing. I'm just gonna leave it on here. We have it was ready to come off, actually. Came off in my hand. It's a nice couple big bell peppers. We have more growing on here as well. Okay, so I have about 3 containers of these Hungarian wax here. I've been harvesting these all summer long. Very prolific little trees here. Not very huge either, but they do produce some nice size peppers. Like, they look really nice. And even when they're not huge, I try to harvest them because it just allows the plant to put out more fruit. So I try to harvest as many as I can. Look at how big these are. These are nice. Okay, so I got a little basket here of some peppers and a small tomato. Let's go harvest some mint now. So I have some peppermint growing in a container here. My tip for growing most herbs, especially woody herbs that are very vigorous, like peppermint, oregano, even things like thyme, those things get very vigorous. They put out really strong roots that spread, and they can take over your garden. So my tip for growing these type of herbs is to plant them in a container, and that way the mint won't take over your entire yard. Trust me, if you're gonna plant mint, make sure you keep it in a container. It just takes over everything. Get my scissors and just literally give this a nice haircut like this. I'm gonna get all this peppermint so I can preserve them, so I can dry them out for my peppermint tea or to make some peppermint oils so that I can put it in my body butters or skin cares or salves, whatever it is I happen to be making. If you don't know, I have a skincare website that I make all of my own body butters, natural organic skincare products. Make sure you check out the link in the description below. And I'm gonna use some of my homegrown organic peppermint in that. So let me cut this off and harvest this. And it may look aggressive, and it is, but this is peppermint we're talking about. It's a very vigorous herb. You basically cannot kill peppermint. No matter what you try, you probably won't be able to kill it. So what do you like to make with your peppermint? Most of this will go towards making some peppermint oils. Like I basically just put the peppermint leaves into some pure olive oil, and I put it on a very low heat and keep it on the stove. But you have to make sure you put a lot of peppermint compared to oil. You just kind of leave it, let it steep for a few hours, take it off the stove and let it sit in there. And the next day I strain off all of the peppermint, and then I get some nice peppermint infused oils that I can use basically anywhere, especially in my skincare stuff. But what do you like to make with peppermint other than tea? Rest of this is definitely going to go towards drying so that I can make tea for the rest of the year. But what else do you like to make with peppermint? A lot of us grow it, but I usually only see people using it for teas. So if you have any other cool things that you make with peppermint, leave it in the description box below and let me know what it is you make with it, because I'm looking for some new ideas on what I can make with my peppermint. So there we go. Look at this complete haircut, and next year this will come back and I can do another 2, possibly even 3 harvests, just because peppermint is so vigorous and it grows so quickly. This is what we've harvested. Enough peppers for the next little while, little tomato, and lots of peppermint. Let's head over to the pumpkin patch so we can see if the pumpkins are ready for harvest. I have some peppers here. They're not fully ready, but look at how they're growing. Let me see if I can get really close up for you here. You can see how some of them are growing and they're pointing downwards, but then like this one here, it's pointing downwards, right? But then if you look inside, like here, you can see how they're pointing upwards. Do your peppers do this? I don't know the variety of this because I bought it from another homesteader down the road. She's such a cute old lady. I bought a couple of these peppers from her, so I don't know the variety, but look at how they're growing upwards. And then they kind of drop down like this once they're a little more mature. Do you have peppers that are like this? I just think it's so cool how they grow upwards like that. So I'm over at the pumpkin patch and I have a few pumpkins here that are pretty much ready. I'm thinking about harvesting and picking these pumpkins, but I don't know if I should leave them for another day or 2 until they're fully orange, or if I should pick them now. Last year when I grew this variety, I waited until they were completely orange and then I picked them and they were perfect. So I think I might just wait, but I want to show you what they look like. Right here is one of my pumpkins. This is a New England pumpkin pie variety, and it's orange. It's pretty much ready. Skin's nice and hard. I can't get through it. So basically you want to look for hard skin that your nail can't pierce through. If your nail pierces through it very easily, it's not ready to harvest. But I think I'm gonna pick this one and then leave the other one on here. So I'm just gonna come in here and cut it off the vine. Trying not to break the vine. There we go. Look at this guy. It's a cute little pumpkin. It's not huge, but it is so cute. This is the exact size they grew to last year. It's a New England pumpkin pie variety. From what I read, it's supposed to be a full-size pumpkin, but this is the second year I've grown them, and they only get to be this size. So I'm thinking that they packaged the wrong variety, because it happens quite frequently where you'll get seeds and the variety isn't what's actually in the packet. But it is a very nice pumpkin, and I think this one was ready for harvest. I have another 2 pumpkins that I see. There might be more in here, but I'm gonna leave those ones till they're completely red. See how there's just a little green on this one? I'm gonna leave the rest till they're completely red, and then we'll harvest those. This one was like the size of like a baseball only yesterday, and now it's the size of a softball. It's growing really, really quickly, and I'm hoping by the end of the month it'll be ready. But it's a very prolific plant. It's trying to put out another couple of pumpkins in here on the vine. Might not have enough time to grow those, but I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Okay. Oh jeez. Okay. Let's head back with our little bounty here. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay guys, well, I hope you enjoyed spending some time with me in the garden and harvesting mint and some other vegetables. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay peaceful. Bye.